Thank you, Duncan, for the conference. Pretty insightful and entertaining. We had one question, a little bit interesting in the gaming component. So the question is, do you think that we will see a next generation of gaming console? This is from Louis Cléroux.
Thank you very much. We have a prediction about gaming that I didn't cover. We have 18 predictions and I only covered 10 today. But one of them is we do talk about the consoles. What we have seen is normally consoles turned over every 5 years, and it's been about 5 years since the last generation came out. Yet at this time, the leading console manufacturers are really talking only about incremental upgrades. There will be a console cycle, but it's looking as if that console cycle may be more like every 10 years rather than every 5. The power of the latest, greatest high-end consoles is simply, even today, more than the average user needs. Now, maybe at the ultra high-end you will see something, I'm not sure, maybe some mods will be out there, but for now, we don't see a new console cycle within the next 2 or 3 years. Instead, we see more and more gamers playing things, either gaming in the cloud, or using more casual games, or various kinds of maybe gaming as a service. All of those perhaps extending the life of their current console.
And could you just talk about 30 seconds about, there was a really interesting component where you're talking about all the games happening and kind of blowing up, and you talked about Angry Birds and Farmville. If you could just recap that in 15 seconds.
Sure. There's been an explosion in the gaming industry, not of consoles, but of the number of users. Instead of the old model where somebody would go out and buy a $500 box and 10 $50 games, which is $1,000, instead what we're seeing is people are buying these either casual games like an app for $1.99, or they are in fact not paying anything there, but they're going on games that are free and supported by advertising or supported by in-game subscription to things like virtual hay and virtual goods. What that has done is it's done two things to the gaming industry. One, it's dramatically increased the number of users. The number of fairly serious gamers has going from the tens of millions a couple of years ago to the hundreds of millions today. But the average revenue per gamer has dropped. So the industry has grown its audience, but it's moved the average ticket price down a long way. Now, for the industry, that has some implications. It doesn't mean it's less profitable, but it does mean it's more stable. There's less tie to the console cycle. There's also much less piracy. You can't pirate virtual hay. So for those reasons, we think this is actually a good change for the global gaming industry.
This is great. Thank you so much, Duncan.
Thank you, Catherine.
And we'll follow you on the upcoming blog.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.